what you just saw is the Nextree's waterfall full view display, which is engineered with an amazing 6.89-inch large display. On the both sides of the display are the flexible display are the edge screens that curve out at almost 90 degrees, just like waterfalls spilling over a cliff, taking the images beyond the visible edges. And it has a 99.6% screen to battery ratio. Traditional phone displays looks like they're embedded inside the phone body. Nextree is the opposite. Like I mentioned a while ago, it has a maximum 99.6% screen to battery ratio. Just like holding an entire display in your hand, just like this. To complete the seamless and futuristic look, we have this signature elevating front camera that pops up and retracts in just 0.65 seconds. Also, we keep our industry-leading in-display fingerprint scanning technology. In terms of material, we choose the industry-leading E3 Super AMOLED. It supports 100% P3 color gamut and sRGB, delivering lifelike authentic colors. In addition, HDR10 standard is adopted for more realistic contrast, creating a bigger dark-light difference on images. Another good news is that E3 material has received the 2 Rayland certification. It can reduce harmful blue light by 42%, which means it can reduce damaging effect of blue light to our eyes. In terms of brightness, Nextree's display increases from 1.9 nits to 600 nits. In certain areas, it increases up to 800 nits. This means great readability when in bright sunlight and reading as comfortable as you want during at night. Also, to answer to users' needs for DC dimming, we created a low brightness anti-flicker function. It can smartly reduce screen flicker frequency in low brightness to retrieve eye strain. That's not at all. This E3 material has added benefit of consumption less energy, 7% less than the previous generation, which is the E2 AMOLED. So now we established that this is a great looking display and it cares for your eyes. But users tend to have 2 more other concerns when it comes to edge screens, which is the strength and the accidental touches. Let's talk about strength first. Check this out. This Nextree is protected by a Shoot Sensation app glass cover, which is a LSA cover for high-end smartphones. It is co-developed by Vivo and Shoot, an international giant with 135 years of experience in glass R&D and production. Therefore, even though the Nextree display features an extreme curvature of 90 degrees, it can still offer outstanding drop performance, surpassing all previous Vivo Edge screen products. Moving on to accidental touches. Moving on to accidental touches. Ever since we launched narrow bezel phones, we've been researching accidental touch solutions. With Nextree, they are even further updated. Your Nextree can identify whether you're holding display in the landscape or project orientation if you are playing games. Then adjust the accidental touch proof points accordingly, pushing the human-device interaction experience to a whole new level. When you hold such a perfect display in your hand, of course, like what I'm doing right now, you don't want anything around to obstruct that smooth edge. Therefore, we choose to let go of the physical buttons. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you TouchSense. So TouchSense is not only a futuristic method of smartphone interaction, it also makes waterfall full view display look perfect on your next street. Traditionally, there are 3 physical buttons for 3 pressure spots. We increased that number to 7. That's why we have this 7 pressure sensing array. These 7 sensors are carefully arranged, then supported by a pressure algorithm. Identify users' intent when pressing. They can accurately identify multi-finger presses and prevent accidental touches at the micron level. To complete your waterfall full view display experience, we have created this side ambient light on the edge screens to make waterfall full view display even more astonishing and your experience more marvelous, just like this. Alright, now let's talk about one of the major concerns on the smartphone that every user tends to care about. Can anyone from the crowd tell me what is that function on a smartphone that every user tends to care about? Pardon? Yes, you're right. Thank you so much for answering. It is the camera function on the next screen. The primary rear camera is 64 megapixel with a large light sensor. It has been optimized with various algorithms to achieve ultra high definition and super light sensitivity. For those who like to do heavy editing, Nextstream offers 64 megapixel photos in RAW format. You can crop, retouch, or change the composition, safe in the knowledge that the end result will always be sharp, clear, and rich in details, just like this. To support this primary camera, we have another 120-degree super wide-angle camera. From a same distance, this camera takes 3 times more view than ordinary camera. That's not all. This camera can also get up close to the tiny world with just a distance of 2.5 centimeters. In addition, there's also a 20 times digital zoom telescopic camera to take you where naked eyes cannot. We all know that Vivo enjoys excellent reputation in backlight photography. With the Next family, we want to take backlight photography to the next level. And on Nextstream, we give you Hyper HDR. Making a huge leap from HDR and Super HDR, it offers upgraded capabilities. For portraits in backlight, Hyper HDR increases the dynamic range from your face to the lightest spot to 7.65 exposure value, and the overall dynamic range to 12.3 exposure value. It can easily rival full-frame SLRs. In addition, we have a range of AI technologies working behind the scenes to make Hyper HDR stand out. One example is the AI Super Pixel Filling. Now, here's another number I want to talk about. 52 millimeter. That's the full-frame equivalent focal length of the Nextstream primary camera. It increases the quality of the image while reducing face distortion. For those of you who don't know yet, Vivo is a member of the International Color Consortium, ICC member, which expertise in color science together with guidance from well-known portrait photographers enable us to deliver industry-leading skin tone effects for portraits. When it is dark, Super Night Mode 2.0 can take up to 16 frames and combine them to reduce noise. It can intelligently decide how many frames to take based on ambient light condition. With improved noise reduction, your photos can reflect the magic and beauty of the night. To capture wonderful life moments, a lot of people are turning to videos as a much alternative to still images. Vlogs are starting to dominate the media. This makes image stabilization for videos more important than ever before. As a response, Next3 features EIS, or the electronic image stabilization on the main camera, as well as the Super EIS, or the Super Electronic Image Stabilization for videos on the super wide-angle camera. Your videos will look more stable and clear with a wider perspective. Here's an example for you to witness its excellent output. To sum up all the features about Next3's photography's expertise, let's all watch this. Alright, let's talk about Next3's performance. It is equipped with Qualcomm's most powerful processor to date, the Snapdragon 855 Plus. It is 15% more powerful than Snapdragon 855. While you enjoy this intense power, there's no need to worry about how long it can last. Thanks to the super capacity 4500 mAh battery, when it's time to recharge, 22.5 watts Vivo Flash Charge is always there to deliver instant satisfaction and a peace of mind you need. In addition, Next3 comes with UFS 3.0, providing the industry's fastest data read and write speed. Sequential write speed is increased by 110%, giving you smooth enjoyment. Keeping smartphone cool has always been one of the industry's key challenges. It is even more challenging with Next3, which pushes phone's performance to the extreme. To solve this challenge, we set up a special R&D team. They spent several months optimizing materials and the heat dissipation structure based on the vapor chamber cooling system. The result is super cool. While the intense power consumption, the temperature of the main chip can go down over 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's all I want to talk about tonight. Let's review the key specs of the Next3. The Next3 is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus, which is the most powerful Qualcomm Snapdragon processor to date. It has a 64MP high-definition rear camera setup. It is supported by 99.6% screen-to-body ratio waterful full-view display. It removes all the physical buttons and gives you Vivo's very own touch sense. Are you guys impressed with the specs that we highlight? Are you guys excited about its availability here in the Philippines? Yeah. Alright, so off the record, this is the first ever Next series flagship smartphone that will go on sale here in the Philippines. Are you guys excited for that? Alright. So what's next? It's the price reveal, right? Yeah. So do you guys have any guesses? Any guess? Alright, let's get it. Let's just reveal it, right? So the price of the all-around flagship Vivo Next3 is 39,999 pesos. Alright, so with Next3, we managed to go beyond so many edges. With the impressive specs, Snapdragon 855 Plus, 64MP high-definition rear camera setup, waterfall full-view display, touch sense, and by the way, Vivo Next 3 is the first in its price range to support Qualcomm's most powerful Snapdragon 855 Plus. And I hope you can join us in creating a future beyond edges for Next 3. Once again, I'm Paul Teneco. Thank you very much.